Hey guys, welcome back to Passive Money. My name is Alex. That's Kirby over there. Today we got a video for you guys from Grant Cardone, so check this video out.
If you can do this, I guarantee you'll be rich. You need to get your income not to what pays your bills, but to where you can save 40% of your gross income is saved. This is way more difficult than that. If you can do this, you will get that. So watch what happens. If you make $10,000 a month and you want to save 40,000 of it, you would pay yourself first. So look, if you'll pay the freaking IRS $4,000 of 10, you need to figure out how to pay yourself $4,000. What's the problem here? You got to live on 2. That's why when I was 35 years old, no one knew that I was a millionaire. Nothing had changed. I was still running with shit shoes. Nobody saw. I didn't have fancy cars. I'm driving a Camry with $1 million in the bank.
All right, Kirby, what do you think about that video?
I love it. I love every aspect of it. So for most people, they used to hearing, usually for their, mom, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, hey, you gotta cut your expenses, cut your expenses, cut your expenses. The only thing is, what Grant Cardone is just saying, whatever your income is, so you need to live on 40% of your income. I mean, on 20% of your income. So if you paying, you got to pay the tax man, but you need to pay yourself first to store the money, and then you got to live on less. And then, of course, people will do their little budget and like, oh, well, I make $5,000 a month. I can't live on $1,200. Well, go make more money. And I'm not saying go make more money like, oh, go find another job, but that's helpful. Go find a second job. Go find a side hustle. Whatever you do, you need to make more money and live well below what you're making. It can be one or two ways. You can make more than it takes for you to live day to day, or you can cut your expenses so that you're still saving 40% of your income. This one hits home for me, especially, I mean, you know the story. Well, everybody knows the story now. How the financial crisis came, and then, we were super broke, and then I finally got a job, and then we just said we're going to live on 20% of our income. So we were saving 80%. We were going to live on 20% of our income. And then we did it. We did everything under the sun. We was on the Dave Ramsey cut all expenses plan. And that's what we did. So we just cutting all expenses, but then I never looked at it the other way. We could have just went out and made more money, and then we could have had more leeway. But I like to cut it all expenses plan at the time. And then that's what we did. And then we just stuck to that. And then so the more money we made, of course, the more money you make, 20% of your income, in our case, because we're saving 80%. But in Grant Cardone's case, you're saving, 40%, you're saving 40% of your income. Is the more money you make, that 40% of your income is a larger number. So you can do it. And then the part I love that he said was, I was 35 years old and I was a millionaire when he said that, but nothing changed. I was still driving the same, truck in my instance, the same truck I had back when I was a broke soldier in the Army. I still drove the same stuff, shoes, clothes, house, none of that stuff changed. So even today, when I walk around, cars I drive, I look like a hobo. You see, I'm in shorts. Huh?
I said I'm no different though. I look like a hobo.
I'm looking like I'm one step above homeless, and nobody knows. I mean, just looking at me, nobody knows like, oh, he's a millionaire. But I love it. Nothing changed just because I had the money. Everything I still operate the same. The couple times I go out a year, it's still the same. Couple of times I go out a year, and when I go out, and the thing was, I thought that I was abnormal until I started going to places where people have money, like the Siesta Keys, where everybody's, have a lot of money. Everybody looking like me. Everybody got all this money, and we all looking homeless. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, we recognize each other. And then the same shopping habits and stuff. I remember, I'll never forget when I was in Europe. And then they don't call it Goodwill. They don't call it secondhand store. They call it like antique. But that's what it is. It's a version of Goodwill or whatever. And then so just walking down the street, and then hey, let's go in there. So we go in there, And I'm just there to chase around my son because he's just there to terrorize the whole store. And then I see this older lady, European lady, and she got and me, I'm still looking the same. I'm still looking homeless as hell. And literally, she had a rock on her finger, like wedding ring. It looked like a golf ball. That's how big it was. And then I just sit there and go, "Hey, how's it going? You find anything? Whatever." And out of nowhere, she said, "You want to know what's funny?" And I was like, "What's that?" She said, "All the people with money is in here shopping, like at the secondhand store, and all the broke people are is at the mall and at the Centrums." And then I just sit there and laugh at her. But that's what it is. Nothing changed. The lady looked like $1 trillion, but nothing changed. She still, and then we talked for a little while longer. She came from a family that, didn't have much growing up. And then she never changed her habits. Now she's, of course, older. She's in her 60s. I'm putting a number on her. And she still have those habits of, just because I have it, that don't mean I gotta give it away just for a name brand on my shirt or this or that. Like, I'm just here just to live. I'm not here to go do all this extravagant stuff. I mean, of course, the wedding ring give it away. That she had a lot of money, and then the car she drove was, very, very expensive. I've seen it when we was walking out, but that's it. You don't have to, just because you have the money, you don't have to show the world you have the money. And the thing is, I always bring up Jay-Z, the rapper. When Jay-Z, he had little money. He didn't have wealth. When he first came out, he had a little bit of money. And he had on gold chains and all this other stuff. Now Jay-Z is a billionaire. You see pictures of Jay-Z, he got on a suit with no tie, no jewelry, nowhere to be seen. So the more money he made, the more it looked like he didn't have it. And I always say, I'd rather be the part than look the part. But it's funny, all the people with no money, they want to look the part, but they cell phone bill probably on their last payment before it's about to get shut off. It's a crazy phenomenon.
Yeah, I mean,
What
just
you
like
got on?
Warren Buffett too. I mean, he still what does he still goes and eats at what is it, Denny's, I think? Like still
Move McDonald's still use
yeah,
coupon? Yeah,
yeah. Still doing that. But like this is the same man where Bank of America practically begged him to bail him out, bail them out of the
right,
recession, because he has that much money. So no, I'm the same way. I mean, it's funny because I would say I have friends and family that look like they're living a better life than me. But I
right,
mean,
yeah,
my wife and I, our expenses have remained the same. The more income we get, it just goes towards investing. Yeah, I mean, I do know some, and I will say this though. I think a lot of like what you said with Jay-Z in the beginning, where you had all the jewelry and everything, or other artists and musicians and stuff, where the celebrities, I think they give a bad example to what financial success is or wealth. When you see people
I
with
agree.
the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris, the mansions, that impression to people that don't understand finances and wealth, they think that that's what you have to have. You have to have a big house. You have to have a sports car. And
Right,
if people like that get the slightest ounce of, financial success, they're going to blow their money on those things because they're not financially educated. And I think that just keeps the cycle. I mean, and a lot of celebrities, like we talked about before, like basketball players, you see where they make 40, $100 million and they go broke, and like flat broke. I can't remember the name of the one basketball player, but he's like homeless now. Because he
right.
gave all
Yeah,
his
I think
his
what's
family. Yeah. So if you guys watching this want to be wealthy, just look like a hobo and you're doing something right.
that's it. And just and then the key aspect of it is you have to live on less than you make.
Yeah.
If you look at your numbers and say, hey, if you make, let's say, 4 grand a month, and you live on, and you try to do the math, 40% of that, Alex went to public school, 50% of that is 2,000, so $1,800. Let's just say $1,800, $1,500 to make it simple. Make $1,500 a month. If you say I can't live on that, then think of other ways to add money. Add money, get a second job, get a side hustle, do something that generates more money. Cut some expenses, of course, but generate more money. So then, let's say you can get your monthly gross in at 6,000 a month, and if 40% is a little bit more, then that $1,500 a month. And then you just keep doing that. And then once you get out of debt, consumer debt, when you get out of the consumer debt and stuff like that, that's more money you have to go to live off of. And then you just keep compounding it, making more money, and then using that money to take and invest. When he just said, say, take that money to invest, real estate, mutual funds, whatever. And then that keeps growing. And then it doesn't take as long as people think to go from a zero to $1 million. It doesn't take as long as people think. I mean, you've been working 20, 30, 40 years with zero. So if it takes you 5 years to go from zero to $1 million, that's still less time than it took you this whole time you've been living and still got $0 in the bank.
Yeah.
So that's a key that people need to take away from that. And something, Grant Cardone being flashy. No, they're telling you exactly what they're doing. Now you can sit there and bitch, moan, and complain and say, "Oh, I can't do that," and be a victim. But everybody think the rich or the wealthy is holding secrets. They're giving you the blueprint. You just don't want to follow it because you don't want to compromise your life. You don't want to change your life. You don't want to people to think that you're something that you're not.
Yeah.
I went through all those emotions before I realized, hey, dummy, you just broke as hell. You just need to go change your life. And then when I changed it, the people that I was worried about that was upset, that was going to be upset that I changed my lifestyle, I didn't go out partying, hanging out with them. Those are the ones that was congratulating me the most.
Yeah.
And the ones that did was upset, they still broke, and they'll be all right. So you just gotta understand it's up to every individual to do what's best for their life, not best for their life for the friends to be cool, to be social media, Instagram cool. You have to do what's going to be best to set you and your family up for success. And you got to be willing to make that commitment.
I would say too, for those that don't have large incomes, cutting expenses would, in the contrary of, making more money, cutting expenses should be one of the first things they should do. Because a lot of people that I talk to about, like, I try to ask the question with people that are comfortable with talking about their finances, but a lot of them that tell me what their monthly expenses are, it's like they have so many unnecessary expenses. A lot of the I would say 95% of the expenses my wife and I have are necessities, like housing, utilities, insurance, stuff like that. The other 5% would be like Netflix and whatever. Like, but most people, they have like Netflix, HBO, like Disney, like every like everything under the sun. I'm like,
And they
dang.
still got cable. And they still got cable.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't even have all the holy crap. Like,
Right.
dang. Yeah. So I mean, my wife and I, we have Netflix and Amazon Prime. And then that's it. There's no cable, there's no Disney, there's nothing. Like, that's enough for us. Like, I barely watch TV as it is. Then like I hear people with like the phone plans, like our phone is just unlimited data, and it's just a regular phone plan. It's like, but most people, they got like iPhone forever. They got like all these different like features on their phone plan. And I'm like, I have no idea like what you even need that for. Like, I still have my iPhone is about 4 or 5 years old. It's still working. Um,
Right.
and there's so many extra expenses that people just pile on, especially those that live in Florida. I don't know if it's like this in other states, but I mean, Florida residents, they have to have the Busch Gardens pass, the Disney pass, the like every theme park pass, Adventure Island, whatever. And it's just, there's so many unnecessary expenses, especially people that drink Starbucks. Like, there's one lady at work that was telling me that she used to drink Starbucks every day. And that was like, holy crap. Like, and I told her, I was like, that's $180 in coffee a month. Like, if you're drinking a $6 coffee every day for 30 days, that's $180. Like, just make coffee at home. We have a video on that if you scroll back, how to make coffee at home. So, but there's so many expenses that can actually be cut out if you do a budget. And doing a budget, it should be the first thing people do. And it's not common that people do one.
And that's true. So with all that being said, please like, share, comment. Let us know what you think about Grant Cardone. You can tell us what you think about us looking like homeless people walking around. But in the end of the game, we all right. We don't have those same words. So But I agree 100% with Grant Cardone. It's all about being able to save a large percentage of your income. That this whole what we used to learn, if you save 10% of your income and you put it in a savings account and you'll get, 10% interest, that those days, the 70s and 80s are over with. You got to come up with a better way. And a better way is right there in this video. Grant Cardone gave you the formula, gave you the magic. Just up to you to execute. If you don't execute, it's all on you. It's not going to affect anybody else but you and your family. So you got to ask yourself, look in the mirror and ask yourself, do you want to continue living the life that you're living now, or you want something different? If you want something different, do something different. But with all that being said, y'all have a good one. We'll see you in the next video.
See you guys.